Hello, what is happening, confidence givers? Happy Monday. Super excited to come in here for today's training because sometimes we get lost in the scroll on Facebook. Sometimes we get lost and we have nobody else to talk to. And you see these people in your business and they're crushing it and they're getting new customers and they're getting new orders. And you're like, what in the world? This is not working for me. And so I want to share with you a little bit of a story about me and what happened when I first started in network marketing. Okay, when I first started in network marketing, that was like, I don't know, 8 years ago, 8.5 years ago. So it's been a while, right? And so when I first started in network marketing, what ended up happening, and as you guys are coming in, say hey, hopefully Facebook is doing its thing and you guys are getting notified that I am live. But as you guys are coming in, what I want to share with you is my journey and how I've been able to always have an endless supply of leads, customers coming in to my business without having to pay for ads. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, or you think that somebody needs to hear this on your team or your upline and your sideline, make sure you're tagging people. This is a generic training that I love to do every Monday for you guys. And so basically, what happened is when I started in network marketing about 8.5 years ago, I started basically with the exact wrong mindset. Okay. It was those days of like social media was just starting for network marketers. And I would post this beautiful stock photo. And that beautiful stock photo, I would post about my product and bam, I would get orders, right? And I remember telling my friends and family, I'm like, oh my God, this is like stupid easy money. This is like the best gig ever, especially as a school counselor, as a school teacher. Like I started quickly making like half my income on my first few months. Well, that quickly died up. Let's just be honest. That quickly died up very quickly. And here's why. Because in this network marketing space, we need to evolve, we need to adapt, we need to change. So what happened with TikTok Reels and Facebook Reels and stuff, that's quickly dying up too, right? Like how many of you guys have noticed that your views are slowly going down, or maybe the orders aren't coming in quite like they did about a year ago, right? Drop me in the comments if that's happened to you, because I know it's happened to me and I know it's happened to people on my team as well, right? So we have to adapt, right? And so when I started in this network marketing thing, I would post this stock photo and bam, I would make like $600. And I'd be like, oh my God, this is like stupid easy money. Like you just put a post up on social media and you make a lot of money. And you're like, yeah, no, those days don't work anymore, right? And so I quickly started to learn that I needed to do something different. It wasn't working. And so then what I started to do is I started to have online parties. Raise your hand, drop me in the comments if you guys have ever done an online party. If you've ever done an online party, put parties in the comments, right? Like, oh my God, that was the worst. Let me be honest. But I would do these Facebook groups and I would have everybody add their friends. And then what would happen is I would add all this value into this group and I would spend 5 days putting together this virtual online party, and I'd have to remember to post, or I'd have to schedule my posts, and I'd have to try to get people to do a party for me in hopes that I can meet their warm audience, right? And then nothing happened. And so I would put in all of this hard work and all of this like effort to get crickets, right? So it was so frustrating. So I felt like I was just truly spinning my wheels. That's all I can say, right? And so when I first, it worked in the beginning. It definitely worked in the beginning. And I would get, some orders from some friends and family, because what you have to realize is that any type of sales, it's about having leads coming in, right? So if you think about your business and you think about a funnel, right? How many of you guys have heard of the word funnel, right? Don't get overwhelmed by the word funnel, but you hear this word funnel, right? And so what happens is you've got all these leads coming in at the top of your funnel, right? And then at the bottom of the funnel is where the sales come in, right? Now, obviously a funnel, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller because all the people that are coming in at the top are not going to be coming in terms of sales. But the idea is the numbers piece where you're getting as many leads as you possibly can into the top of your funnel, right? And so parties were a way to build my funnel. Doing a post on Facebook in the beginning, like a stock photo, that was a way to build my funnel, right? But then TikTok Reels, that was a way to build my funnel, right? Because more people are seeing your stuff, and TikTok Reels and Facebook still is a great tool for you. But yes, I have noticed, hey, Lauren, how are you? Yes, I've noticed that the views are down, the conversions are down. The market is getting savvy, right? So we always have to, as online entrepreneurs, we always have to adapt. We always have to change with the trends, right? But the idea is to have an endless supply of leads coming in at the top of our funnel. Now, it doesn't matter how you do it. You can do it with Facebook ads. You could do it with Pinterest ads. You could do it with YouTube ads. Doesn't matter, right? You could do the ads thing. And trust me, guys, I have done the ads thing, right? 100%. I have done the ads thing, right? You can do it through your reels. You can do it through your TikToks. You can do it through your parties, right? All of those things work because what you're really trying to do is you're trying to get people at the top of this funnel to take a look at your opportunity, the products that you're selling, whatever it is. If you're an online entrepreneur, you want people at the top of the funnel. They're going to get that like, know, and trust, and then eventually they're going to buy, right? And there's, a funnel, like I said, it's smaller at the bottom because not that many people come out with a sale or with that, that buy from you, right? But the successful online entrepreneurs, what they're doing is they're getting as many people as possible into the top of their funnel. Okay. So you want to generate leads and you want to put them in the top of your funnel. And so when I realized this and I was struggling, I decided that I needed to build my audience and get into other people's audiences. So Lauren, I see is on here. If you guys are tuning in, say hey, make sure you're tagging people. I know the reach for my Facebook personally has been pretty down. But what you do is you try to tap into other people's audiences, right? And so Facebook parties was one way of doing it. Now, I want to share with you a strategy that we've been using that has been working super duper well, and it's called a power post. Okay. And I've got like a extensive training in a free training called my power post playbook. If you guys want the free training inside, just drop power post and I will make sure that I drop the link for you afterwards, or if my assistant is on right now, she can drop the link in here. But it's my power post playbook, and it's going to really take you in a deep dive of what I'm going to be talking about over here, right? And the psychology of things. But basically what you want to do is you want to get into your other people's warm audience, right? So Lauren is on here. So for example, let's say I have a product or service and Lauren is either a customer of mine, she's one of my best friends, she's somebody that's like my ride or die. And I'm like, hey, Lauren, I know that you love me or you love my product. How would you like to get some of that for free, right? And the Power Post Playbook is, thank you, girl, I dropped the link over here. So if you just want to scroll up, you can see it. How would you like to get some product for free? We're going to not do the party thing because the party thing is annoying, right? The party thing is people getting added into a Facebook group. They were not invited to this Facebook group. They were like literally like, it's like showing up at somebody's house and being like, come on, you're coming to a party with me. And like, they're not ready. They don't want to go to this party, right? So they're going to do what we call a power post, right? And a power post is one post on Lauren's wall that begs people to ask for more, right? So for example, a power post would be something really simple like, and I'll do it with my company as an example, is we'll do like a spoon post, right? And we'll be like, oh my God, this spoon just helped me lose 15 pounds. Let's say Lauren's my customer and she's had amazing results, right? And so that's it. That's it. And you know, how many people like it's like a car wreck, right? You drive down the street, you see a crash, and you're like, I'm not going to look. 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 Okay, I'm looking. What is that? What just happened, right? That's what a perfect power post does, is it gets people to ask the question, what is that? Right? So Lauren is not affiliated with my company at all. She does one simple, easy post on her page, on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever it may be. And then her warm audience is saying, what are you taking, Lauren? What are you doing? Right? Or let's say you sell makeup. Here's another example. Let's say you sell makeup, and I've got some more examples inside of my Power Post playbook, and I go into like great detail in it. But let's say you've got makeup on, or you sell makeup and you've got red lipstick. You can ask this simple question: do you like this shade of red? Right? And people might say, what is that? I love it. Right? Or which one is better? This one or this one? Or, you could do like, hey, all you brunettes out here, this color is going to look amazing. And you put it on them and they'll say, what is that? Right? You don't need to mention your company's name. You don't need to mention your company's product. You can use the attraction marketing. Hey, Melanie, how are you? And you're going to get people to say, what is that? Or I need that. Or how do I get that? When you have hit that pain point, that simple, easy one post, you know that you have done a good job with that post, right? So what happens is Lauren, then I will message all of Lauren's friends and say, hey, or Lauren might say, hey, Melanie, this is my friend Julie. I'm going to introduce the two of you so she can share a little bit more. And so then Melanie knows that I'm there with Lauren, and I will send a message and a friend request to Melanie so that she can connect with me, and there's that like know and trust factor. So I'm not like this weird spammy person that's sending her a messenger. So now Melanie has become part of my funnel, at the top of my funnel, but I didn't know Melanie before. Do you guys see this? So like I didn't know Melanie before. So now I've got one more lead coming in, and let's say another one of Lauren's friends text or message me or say, what is that? Then I've got another one, right? So these are called power posts. And I give really good examples of how to get and craft that perfect power post. And what you do is you go to as many people as you can. You go to your customers, you go to your ride or dies, best friends, you go to your aunts, your sisters, your uncles, your cousins, your family, right? And you ask them, I know that you love me and you don't necessarily want to support me in my business in terms of buying product, and that's okay. But would it be okay if you did one simple, easy post for me on your wall? And I will take care of all of the rest. And as a bonus, you will get X, Y, and Z, whatever your company has. Most companies have something, some sort of rewards program for a loyal customer or for a party host or for a referral post or whatever it may be, right? You're trying to get as many people into your pipeline as possible. Okay? That's the power of a power post. And so what happens is that's how you are connecting with more and more humans to put in the top of your funnel. And I've got a story for you of a girl on my team. When she started in this network marketing space, I think it was probably about 2 or 3 years ago, she literally had, I think, maybe 200 friends on Facebook. She had a very, very, very small market, right? But she was what we call the referral post queen or the power post queen. And she would make as many posts on people's wall as she possibly could. Okay. This is all organic. Again, it's tapping into other people's markets, right? So she would go and she would do as many referral posts or power posts, same thing. I like to call them power posts because they're pretty good. She would do as many referral posts as she possibly could. She would go to all of her customers, all of her friends, all of her neighbors, all of her family. And eventually she started to grow her audience on Facebook. Fast forward pretty quickly because she was then using attraction marketing and the like, know, and trust and her social media feed. She had like cleaned up her Facebook, and so that it was more of like a business. It wasn't spammy. She was providing value. She was showing up authentically her. And so what ended up happening is she ended up hitting over $15,000 in personal sales through all of her power posts, right? Amazing. She ended up growing a team that generates between, I think it's like $25,000. She's on my team, $25,000 a month in sales, because then what she did is she went to the people that were her loyal customers. She asked them if they were open to taking a look at her business. And so she learned how to grow her team and her business. And this is all through the power of no paid ads, no getting lost in the scroll on Facebook, but being very intentional in asking as many people as possible to do one simple post on their wall, right? One simple power post that was really well scripted, that got people to say, what is that? I want more information. And then bam, she would connect with them, build that like, know, and trust, right? They were now at the top of the funnel. Her Facebook page nurtured them. She would go in, she would answer all of their questions, she would do all of those things, and bam, she started to get sales, right? So what happens with network marketers, and I've seen it all too often, is when we first start in this business, what we do is we go to our warm market and we might do a simple power post and we might get a lot of sales, and then it dies out, right? And then you're like, well, I mean, I don't understand. Like, I was having success in the beginning and now everything is not there and I'm not having the success that I want. And here's what's happened. You have now not put anybody in the top of your funnel. Everybody's just sitting in the middle of the funnel because you haven't grown your audience, right? And this is when it gets hard. This is when you got to dial in. And this is what sets apart a top earner in the network marketing space from somebody that's, on the verge of quitting on the way out, is because they're not doing the daily tasks to grow their audience, right? To grow their reach, to put more people at the top of the funnel. All right, guys, hashtag making sense if this is making sense for you, right? If you're getting some light bulb moments over here and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Now, this can be for anything, right? Any type of business that you have, you always need to be having people at the top of your funnel coming in, right? Now, the other way that I personally bring in people through the top of my funnel is I use YouTube videos, right? YouTube videos connects me with brand new people every single day that have never seen my stuff, because it's a search engine. It's not a social media platform. And that's how I've personally, really dived into my personal sales. But YouTube is not for everybody. It takes strategy, it takes work, it takes understanding, optimizing your, SEO, search engine optimization. So it does take some strategy, but power posts are really, really easy, really, really duplicatable, and something that you can teach people on your team to very easily plug and play. And as leaders, you can have a bank of really good power posts or referral posts that they can then go and tweak, make their own, and send out to their friends and family. And so they're constantly getting leads generated, and that's the key, right? So this is literally how I know people have built their business. They've gotten like $50,000 in sales, $20,000 in personal sales in a month. They build their team this way, right? So all of these are just ways to get more people into the top of your funnel, which is key. So I'm excited for you guys. Let me know. Melanie says, I just registered for the Power Post. Good, Melanie. I'm glad you got it. It's free training. It's there for you. It really dives into the psychology of what you're supposed to say. So if you haven't gotten the Power Post playbook, it's totally free. Here it is for you guys. And like I said, I go into more detail than I do here in this like 20-some minute training that I have for you. But I can tell you that you want to be putting up power posts on your wall, right? That draw people to you. When I post on social media, I'm always very, very intentional. And and I put up my own personal power posts on the regular, right? And so, but I also know that you need to bring in more people into your funnel. And the best and easiest and simplest way that is totally duplicatable is to do some power posts. And that's why I put this training together for you. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing day. If you've got any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments below. Hashtag value if you've gotten some value out of today's training. And then what I need you to do is I need you to tag and share this with your team. Put share in the comments so I can share you out. And I'm super excited for next week's training as well. I come in here every Monday. If you guys are, Melanie says massive value. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Melanie. If you guys have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer them. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye.